Good afternoon. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce you to our fall series here in 2023 entitled Living It Out. We'll be discussing 12 different roles that young adults can expect to play throughout their lifetime. Our goal with each Sunday class will be for us to overview biblical principles applicable to each role, and then spend some discussion time on the practical implications of following those biblical principles in the real world. Our study of each role will by no means be exhaustive. We could probably spend several weeks on each one of them. But the idea will be that we have provided some boundaries of biblical principles so that when that role comes up in your life, you are ready to behave in a biblical manner. So let me just run through these 12 roles real quickly to introduce them. First of all, the first role will be that of a citizen and our interaction with governments. We'll then follow that with your current and most familiar role, probably, and that of a student, and not just from the perspective of formal education, but also from the idea of lifelong learning. We'll then spend some time talking about being a church member and eventually someday a church leader, and with our interaction within the church organization of today. We'll spend some time talking about the role of an employer and an employee, both from the perspective of one who is doing tasks that are being assigned, but also the responsibility of one who is assigning those tasks and supervising employees. We'll then spend some time on the role of an adult son or daughter. You've all moved into the age of adulthood, and we'll take a look at how the parent-child relationship adjusts when you are an adult. We'll then spend some time as the two roles of husband and wife. Certainly those could be discussed at length in several weeks of series, but we'll just take a quick overview of them. And then after looking at that, we'll spend some time discussing the role of a dating partner, making sure that we are, in fact, the right type of person who could attract the right type of person. We'll then take a look at the role of a parent, really more in the big picture, looking at some of the joys and expectations and opportunities in that role. And then we'll spend some time talking about the role of a friend. That is how to be a right friend, how to develop lifelong friendships. And then the last role that we'll spend some time talking about is that of an influencer. And no, that's not a TikTok examination or anything like that, but really it's the idea of expanding upon life's relationships and moving from what do I get out of a relationship to how can I make the person in the relationship more like Christ? So these videos are intended to provide a recap of the Sunday discussions. We have several in our class who are away at college, and so they aren't here every week. Others who are sick, maybe you are traveling, so it gives an opportunity to remain connected and stay on track with the series. But then there's also going to be a second opportunity for video series, not every week, but on some weeks. As you well know, I often run out of time during class for all of the notes that we have provided. And so we'll have some post-credit scenes, per se, with a nod to our friends at the MCU, in a way that we can talk about just a few ideas that maybe we didn't get to in class. Hopefully you'll find these videos helpful and encouraging, and a way to stay on track with our study, Living It Out.